Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Bandai Sprukits Batman from Arkham City. This is a new line of snappable model kits, which gives you actually the end result a fully articulated figure, which is kind of really neat. It's 95 pieces. As indicated down below, it doesn't require any painting, any gluing, or any scissors. You're basically just pulling the pieces apart and snapping them together until you get the finished Arkham City Batman. It says realistic result. It's recommended for ages 8 and up. And if you're interested in more, you can head over to www.bandai.com. It also tells you the level of I guess, building. It's, I guess, a middle area of building. It's not too advanced. It's not too easy. It's kind of like in the middle. Middle Z's. Really nice image of Batman on the front there. Sprukits designed in Japan. Posable figural model kits. On the side, height, 5 inches tall. Time to take, I guess, to build it would be medium. Detail fairly high, articulation fairly high as well. And then on the back, spend some time with your favorite hero. This kind of really shows you like Batman in all the components and then like the end result Batman. Comes with a grapple gun, comes with a batarang, realistic movement, fully articulated, which I like as well. Also shows you how to take apart the pieces, snap and build them together, easy to follow instructions. And some of the other figures you can pick up are the Dark Knight Rises Batman and Man of Steel Superman. You can also head over to www.sprukits.com to experience the Sprukits world. These have now started popping up in most stores. Spot's been seeing a lot of them in Toys R Us, and I've seen actually, I think, a fair number of them. They've got like Halo, they've got Master Chief from Halo, they've got even a Joker, a couple of different Batmans, they've got Superman from the New 52, which was kind of neat as well. Based on really what we're going to see here, will definitely make me want to probably pick up more of these sets. So, having said that, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to just kind of dump out all the contents. I'll show you guys those first, and then we'll put it together and we'll get a better look at the Arkham City Batman. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so just before we actually start building this piece, and I'll probably, I'll ultimately build this off camera just because I don't know how long it's actually going to take to put together. I figured I'd show you some of the components that you get. It's comprised of a whole bunch of different trays with all the pieces inside. Now, the instructions, fairly easy so far from what I've been looking at. Each tray gives you a letter and a corresponding number, so it tells you which piece to take off the tray, and then, again, which pieces to put together. But you get a total of, I guess, 5 trays, different colors. There's also even a display stand, which I like that as well. So you get those. You even get yourself a cape, which we'll put on at the end after we're finished Batman. And of course you get yourself an instruction guide. And it's not really even so much an instruction guide, it's more like an instruction poster. On the one side you've got Batman, which I guess you could really just display on your shelf or just put on the wall as is. That's kind of neat. But then on the back it shows you how to put the figure together, how to assemble all the pieces, pull apart the pieces, which pieces to snap together. And of course the finished product when you're done. You can put the arms, the legs, torso, and head together, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got yourself Batman. So you've got those, and Spot's already kind of started building it. I couldn't resist. I wanted to at least put together one aspect of it. But like the torso, I didn't have to glue anything together. I didn't have to, assembly very super easy. It's just a matter of following the instructions. The torso is comprised of 2 halves. The emblem I've put on, the top of the cape I've snapped in. As you can even see, like they'll start working, there's a socket, what looks like it's going to hold and house a ball joint socket up at the neck there as well. So that's kind of giving you a size. I mean, like, I don't know, like gauging it with my thumb, but there's like a size of what you're going to be looking at when putting the piece together. So far, so good. Liking it. So having said that, Spot's got a little bit of assembly that's required. Of course, I'm going to have my instruction brochure there ready, and we'll put these all together and see what we get when we're finished. And when we're finished, we get a pretty impressive looking figure. In fact, something that rivals some of the action figures that we get in retail stores now. Now, it's not perfect. In fact, the one thing that really bothers me about this model piece is its cape. And I don't know, I think it's consistent with all the Sprukits. Anything that's a caped character, such as Superman, Batman, has these plastic capes. I wish had it been maybe like the same plastic as the top cowl piece, like maybe something along this line here carried down, wouldn't be as bad. Or even if it was like a fabric material. But I'm really not digging this. It looks like a laminated piece of plastic, and you can even see areas in which the cape has been bent, and it's almost left like a little bit of a wrinkle in that material. I'm not crazy about these capes at all. If I was to take the cape completely out of the picture and not even thinking about cape wise, I like this piece. I really like this figure. It wasn't super hard to build either. It took Spot probably about, I'd say maybe about an hour and a half to put together. Again, it's a really, really nice piece. It is missing a little in the face. Like, in fact, like if you see the face wise, it's got the lips and it's got the open mouth area of the cowl. Like eye wise, it's missing paint in the eyes. I could probably just go in and touch that up with you know, like a marker pen, like a whiteout pen or something like that, just to kind of give it something. That really being aside, though, I mean, it's a great looking piece, and it's fun to put it together as a model, because when you're putting it together, you don't realize how articulated you're making this figure. Again, the only downside is really this cape. I'm not crazy on this cape, but for articulation, I mean, it has a lot. It does have a ball joint in the head, and it looks like I think it's actually a double ball joint. There's a ball joint in the top socket and a bottom socket ball joint right here. So it looks like actually it's a hinge up, hinge down, and then you've got your ball joint head on the top. But I mean, even like in the head, keeping in mind this is a model that you've put together, very impressive. Shoulders are also on a ball hinge socket, and something Spot's already mentioned, but it's fun to put this together knowing that, like for example, you get to understand how a ball joint works, how like swivel joints and hinge joints work. It's pretty clever the way that they've put these together. So you do have a ball joint. You have a ball joint socket that is sitting in the shoulder cavity, and then you've also got a hinge socket that sits in the actual shoulder. So quite a bit actually articulation in the shoulder itself, and you can also see the top area of the cowl has hinges, so it prevents, you know, it doesn't obstruct the shoulders from moving at all. It has a swivel in the bicep. It has a double bend in the elbow. Now again, this is a model, double bend in the elbow, very impressive. Swivel in the wrists, a little more hindered. So I guess it's really more so a ball joint in the wrist, a little more hindered though. As for the torso is on a ball joint. And I mean, like, you can even see how far back you can tilt these figures. It does pop off sometimes if you tilt the torso too far back, but it snaps in and it stays very securely in. Legs are also on a ball joint. They go forward, back, out, swivel, and there's that hidden ball joint that I was talking about. He has a double bend at the knee, which makes it a little more awkward the way that knee is hinged. Like when you bend it this way, it looks too long of a upper leg, but still greatly impressive. And then finally, ball joint feet, which a little problematic only in the fact that you can rotate the feet back and forth, but you rotate them too much, they tend to be popping off that ball joint, but that's very, very small. Ball joints I can easily live with. Popping them off, putting them back on, no issues whatsoever. So there you have Batman. And again, really impressive piece. I love the coloring, the gray that they used. The utility belt is maybe a little too gold for my liking, but yeah, other than the cape, I'm really impressed with this piece. So that's Batman, putting him just to the side. He does come with a display stand, and the display stand doesn't have a foot peg or anything like that. It's just got the groove of a foot. So you line the foot up and it just sits inside that little cavity. Enough for the figure to stand, but wish it kind of had been more of a peg rather than a little cavity, little outline here. But you can see, yeah, Batman does still stand very easily in it. Other accessories that come with Batman, he comes with a couple of weapons. He comes with a batarang, and he comes with a grapple gun. Now currently he has closed fists, but Sprukits also give you extra hands as well. One open hand, and then hands more suitable for holding weapons. And you can see how all three of them are on ball joints. So to change those out, take Batman off his stand, you can reach over and pull the arm out. Very strong ball joints too, not weak necks or anything like that where I run the risk that could break off. And then you take the hand that you want to put in, just pop that into place. Then you can take your weapon. In this case, let's use the grapple gun. And again, like factoring, you know what? Let's get the other hand going in there as well. Show you guys. Pop that hand in. Again, very, very easy. Take the batarang. Now the batarang has one kind of rectangular side and then has one point side, so you're going to want to use this side here. And you're going to fit that just into his hand, just like so. And you know what? Let's see if we can get some really interesting pose on Batman. Maybe just something like that. Standing, of course, permitting, but there you go. Again, a really neat piece. Now, Sprukits is producing, or have produced, Batman from The Dark Knight. They also did a New 52 Superman. They did a Man of Steel Superman. I'm really impressed. I mean, you can see how posable these pieces are. You know, I can get Batman in just as many, if not more, poses than I would with a retail released figure. It really puts figures such as, you know, like Marvel Legends or Marvel Universe figures. I'm really gauging scales this size. It puts a lot of figures to shame for how much articulation, provided I can get them to stand. There we go. Really puts a lot of other figures to shame, and it's fun the fact that you could put it together. As Spot had mentioned, it's not 100% perfect. I kind of wish, if anything, there would have been more paint in the head. Again, like it's just, it's missing just something like around this area here. The rest of the body works perfectly, but I'm not crazy on the cape. The cape, if Sprukits could release more of these, I would change this cape out to something like plastic. I don't mind. It doesn't necessarily have to be pliable. I mean, maybe if they wanted to keep something that's, you know, movable, but it's not really like you're going to pose Batman with the cape sideways or anything like that. It's just, again, plastic. So I would like if they had used something like this versus something like this. Omitting that, though, it's a great looking piece. It's not super hard. Instructions are fairly easy to put together, and as long as you follow the instructions of only really removing the pieces that you're using from the tray and not taking out any other pieces, it's a fairly easy instructions to follow. But the end result is a really phenomenal looking piece. It's probably about, I'd say maybe a little taller than 3 3/4 inch. It's almost potentially could be about 4 inches in height. But the fact that you snap this all together and you build it yourself, you get a really phenomenal looking piece as an end result. This would be a great afternoon project, something you want to do on the weekend. If the kids want, you know, a hobby, something that they can build in their spare time. It's a nice, easy piece, but the end result is a very impressive figure. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Bandai Sprukits, designed in Japan. We're having a look today at Arkham City Batman. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.